Hello friends, welcome to the MOOCs on entrepreneurship development. We are into the module 3, which is the opportunity sensing and scanning of the environment, and this is the second video in this specific module. And this we will be discussing the different types of industrial environment, and we will take up a case study of opportunity threat profile. Now let us talk of the industrial environment. So, we have first the firm or the small firm or the company basically. It has its own internal environment within the firm. Then we have a micro environment which is outside the firm, and this is followed by a macro environment which is at the broader scale. We will discuss them in the succeeding slides. And now, these are the components of the macro environment. And this we have the regulatory environment. Regulatory means the ones who regulate, like we have this pollution control boards for example. We have the political environment, economic environment, technological environment, social environment, and this is all basically the macro environment. We will discuss all these things through a case study. And this is the micro environment in which we have the competition or the competitors. We have the market demand, market types, marketing intermediaries, then the suppliers, financial institutions, regulatory provisions, industrial relations, climate, and the availability of the skilled manpower. Now, let me take up a case study which is the opportunity threat profile by a passenger car firm in India. So, I am taking the case of a passenger car firm and we will explain different things through this case study. Now, let us talk of the macro environment in this case. Now, the first is the political environment as a part of the macro environment. So, you see the countries remains a democracy if we talk of our country in India So, country is a democracy which is a very positive sign. The country has got a political stability which is again a very positive sign for the business to grow. There is a political consensus on the higher targets of growth of economy, again a very positive sign, and there is a political consensus on economic reforms. So, all these four factors are a very positive political environment for any business and more so for the car firm in India. The second component of the macro environment was the social environment. In this we have the burgeoning middle class. The middle class is expanding day by day and they have a lot of money with them. So, they can afford to buy cars. In fact, they are already buying the cars and every house has got some 2 to 3 cars. Then there are major changes in the lifestyles. People are becoming richer and richer day by day. So, they are improving their lifestyles. There is an increased urbanization. There is more and more of consumption orientation. People are spending the money nowadays. Initially people they were earning the money, but they were not that much spending, but now people have started spending the money, especially the young generation. Then we have this double income and nuclear families on the rise. In fact, we have sometimes known as the DING families, DING families, double income no kids, or DISC families, double income single kids. So, you have a lot of money coming into the system, coming into the house or in the home, and there is no outlet because there is only single kid or maybe no kid. So, people are spending money on different luxuries including cars. Then living on credit is becoming a trend. People have a lot of credit cards and they will use those credit cards even if they do not have the money. So, they will pay later on. There is a boom in the leisure activities. So, these are all the social environment basically. The third was the economic environment as a part of the macro environment, and this is a continuation of the economic reforms and liberalization, which is again a very positive sign. There is an encouragement to the foreign investments, again a very plus point. There is a big growth in the service sector. In fact, service sector is booming nowadays in our country. Then the energy, especially the petroleum energy, is becoming more scarce and costly. This is a little on the minus side because the rates of the petrol and diesel, they are touching the roof. So, that this is a little minus sign, but the labor situation is very attractive because we have abundance of skilled workers in the country. the passenger car industry and the auto ancillary are well endowed with the skilled workforce. You need the people who are skilled, and we have a lot of skilled people already in the market. Now, let us talk of the technological environment. Well, there is a more liberal approach to the technology import in case you want to import the technology. So, there is a complete freedom to import the technology, and there is significant efforts at internal technology development. The country is really going forward, and a lot of technology is being developed in the country itself also. Then if we talk of the micro environment in this case, so first let us talk of the consumers, or let us talk of the demand basically. There is increasing affluence of the urban consumers. I was saying a little few minutes back also, people are becoming wealthy, people are becoming richer day by day. There is a large consumer base, there is an increase in the purchasing power of the people, changes in the lifestyles. Now we have more than one car in a house. Initially we did not have any car, just the bicycles, then the scooters, or maybe one odd car, but if you go to any house nowadays in major cities, you will have some 2 to 3 cars in every house, which is becoming a latest lifestyle. Changes in the buying behavior, people are becoming more choosy, like they would like to go for the style, for the comfort, apart from the fuel efficiency also. If we talk of the competition, there is a total change in the competitive scenario. You see, in the old times we used to have only some 2 to 3 types of cars, maybe the Ambassadors and the Fiat, but now we have variety of cars, lot of brands and lot of variety of cars. So, there is an intense competition in the market. If you talk of the suppliers, well, India is a major producer of the steel, so the raw material is not a problem. That is good for the car segment. If we talk of the legal environment, the legal environment is perceived as sound by the world players, hence we have the foreign direct investment. If we talk of the technology, there are major changes taking place in the technology. In the car segment, we are having new technologies almost every other year. It is in the hands of the world major car manufacturing companies. So, very few players have the technology of this for the small cars. If we talk of the industry as such, the car industry as such, the passenger car industry, there is a growth industry, because in the short term and in the medium term the growth is going to take place in the future. The industry structure is changing very fast. There is a delicensing and opening up of the industries for foreign investments. In fact, nowadays we have tie-ups for the car manufacturers. There is one Indian company, one foreign company, so they do a tie-up and then they are making a car, or they are manufacturing a car. The industry is very attractive. So, I mean it is reasonably good in terms of the short term and in the medium term. This is the opportunity matrix which I have made. On one side we have the attractiveness, on one side we have the probability of occurrence of the opportunity. So, if the opportunity is occurring very high, the probability is, let us say, very high, and the attractiveness is also very high. So, we have the very attractive segment. If the attractiveness is a little low, but occurrence is very high, again it is a moderately attractive. Similarly, if you have the low probability, but it is a very highly attractive, then it is again moderately attractive, and the last column is the least attractive. So, we can make a matrix basically, and we can see how a opportunity is attractive or not attractive as per this matrix basically. This is the threat matrix, that was for the opportunity, this is for the threat or for the challenge basically, and this we have the seriousness of the threat on the x axis, on the y axis we have the probability of occurrence of the threat. So, in the same thing you can have this matrix. If the seriousness is very high and the probability of occurrence is also very high, then it is a major threat. But if the seriousness is low and the occurrence probability is high, it is a moderately sort of threat. And if the seriousness is high, but the probability of occurrence is, let us say, low, then it is again a moderately threat, and the last is the minor threat. So, you can make a matrix for both the opportunity and for the threat, depending on the probability basically. So, I think that is all for this video. So, thank you so much.